Hello and welcome to Sons of the Dragon, the Immortal Iron Fist podcast. My name is Connor McKenna.
And I'm Rebecca Hart.
And I'm Carl Stout.
And we are here back with Power Man and Iron Fist coming towards the end of our current coverage of it. So we're on the now out of, well, stop. You can't get this in the Epic Collection. So we're covering Power Man and Iron Fist 73 and ROM 23. So you'll have to pick these up off eBay or, you know, some long boxes or something if you want to pick these up, because Marvel doesn't have the rights to ROM anymore, so they're not printed in the collections. Instead, you get summaries of the relevant stuff that happens for our main characters.
Oh, that's cool. It's nice they tried with the summaries.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a shame they don't have the rights anymore.
They do tell us stuff like, I can't remember what the summary said, but they do fill you in. So
yeah, it's something.
But
it's just silly.
It happens, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same with Conan when they lost it and got it back, and you never know.
You know, I forget what company. Is it IDW that has ROM now?
I think
I'm not
so,
positive. Yeah. But they're also doing the same thing with, like, John Carter.
Yeah.
Huh.
Where not even 8 years ago, Marvel put out a huge omnibus for John Carter. And now IDW has a huge omnibus out collecting the exact same issues.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I guess who do you want to give money to then, really? Yes. I'll just read out the credits real quick. So our writer is Mary Jo Duffy. Our penciler is Greg LaRoque. Our inker is Ricardo Villamonte. Our letterer is Janice Chung. Our colorist is Christine Scheel. Our editor is Dennis O'Neill. Actually, yes. Dennis O'Neill was the editor for this comic for a while. He did pass away recently.
Yeah, just this week.
Sad, because apparently he still wanted to write more stories. So,
yeah.
You know, he obviously is very famous for Batman. He does lots of good Batman. He did lots of, he did some really good Superman, The Question, all sorts of stuff. He was very big in the business, and I'm sure lots of little Carls out there got into Batman because of Dennis O'Neill and stuff like that. So, you know, go read some of his stuff.
Yeah, so it's quite an appropriate issue to be reading.
Yeah, don't read Batman Venom, though, because I reread that, and man, it sucks.
Yeah.
But read some of his other stuff. His Ra's al Ghul stuff's really cool. But, yes. And Jim Shooter is the Lord Mayor of Jerktown.
Yes.
I mean, it says Lord Mayor here. So, yeah. Which, you know, obviously he's editor-in-chief, I should say.
He always gave himself good titles. He's a funny guy. He's extremely tall.
And a jerk.
He was very nice when I met him.
He's a jerkety jerk.
Because you weren't 12. He would have yelled at you if you were 12.
Probably.
And had a portfolio.
Yeah, then he definitely would have. There was literally no one queuing up to see him when we went to see him.
Oh, he would have hated that.
So he was just telling us some story about some boxing match. I wasn't really listening.
Well, I mean, he got some alone time with him at least. So.
Yeah, no, it was cool. It was just, yeah.
That's why I always, if cons ever hit, I'll always go on a day that's not the weekend, because then I'll be more likely to have a chat with the people I'm there to see.
Yeah.
But so this cover, is this a Frank Miller cover? I think it's a Frank Miller cover.
I think it is,
Yes. It's Frank Miller. Frank Miller's Orange Period.
Yeah. Yeah, it is indeed Frank Miller. You know, it's mixed, but he does some pretty good artwork sometimes. I mean, I like his covers. Sometimes there's just no background.
I don't understand why Luke Cage is humping around his leg.
Why do you always notice these things? I'd never notice any of these, like, weird feet or, you know, maybe I just don't spend that much time looking at the cover.
Well, it also explained to me Rom's right arm.
Yeah, possibly.
Because there's no way that can be his elbow.
I don't know.
I think you probably put more thought into it than Frank Miller did.
That's obvious.
Wow.
Frank Miller's like, Frank's like, I'm going to draw a really cool Iron Fist pose, and
I mean, he's got his priorities right, at least. So
this is due tomorrow. Give the robot abs.
Okay, so let's go into the title of the story is Wraith, Color, and Creed. Interesting title. But we start with Rom. Now, I'm not going to lie. I saw Rom, and I was ready to, like, make so much fun of Carl, because Rom just looks like a toy in these...
Let's discuss the toy. The toy looked cool. Again, this came out... the toy came out in 88, 89. The toy looked cool, and that was about it. He barely moved, and it had these accessories that would plug into his hand that just inhaled batteries like they were candy. And most kids that got ROM played with him for like 3 days, and then he just sat on the shelf and looked cool. That was about it.
Was Rom a toy first?
Yes.
Because I feel like his design indicates he's a toy first before he was a... I mean, I don't mind his backstory and stuff, though. I like his helmet. It's Crusader type.
But Marvel took the character in their like brief little description of whatever that Hasbro or whoever, I can't remember the exact toy company. It might have been Hasbro. Marvel ran with it. Marvel made him into an awesome character with his cool backstory and these weird villains. And the comic was so good. It had some cheesy stories, I'm not going to lie. Every comic did back in this era. But, anyways, that's what it was for me.
Right. Yeah, no, and I flicked through, like, some issues in the comic. It seems to have a lot of guest stars in it.
Loads of guest stars.
Like, a lot, yeah.
That's how you do it. When you want to get some sales in.
That's true, but I opened, like, 3 issues at random, and they all had guest stars from Marvel in it. So, like, was that like pretty much every issue of the run had guest stars, or did I just
don't really remember?
No.
So I just like chose okay.
A lot of them are in space, and I mean they have space people show up, but
yeah. See, I was kind of hoping this would go to space in the second issue, because who doesn't want space, right?
Well, it does on the last page.
Oh yeah, the last page. I was like, oh, that looks cool. You know, so he's
the flying rolled up condom.
Again, I didn't even think of that. But yeah, he's shooting his like microwave light at everyone. You know, so he's scanning people essentially.
Yes.
And it turns out there's these like pod people, well, not pod people, but they're these dire wraiths.
Dire wraiths.
Yeah. Who seem to be the main villains of ROM and his other space knights, if there is any of them.
The whole reason he is a space knight.
How old is he? Was like thousands of years or something, or is it recent?
Well, 200 years old as a space knight.
Right. So Polly turns out to be a dire wraith. Not that we know that yet. As far as we know, like if you don't know who Rom is and what the deal is, then to the average person, you're like, oh, he just vaporized this prostitute and she just turned into ash. But that is not the case. She's an evil dire wraith.
Yeah.
And there's a few other people there too that he's
from the dark dimension.
Yes. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them there, and they try and shoot Rom to the, just guess the outcome, guys.
Yeah.
What do you think happened? The bullets bounce off him because he's made of futuristic metal.
Yeah.
Wow, you're jumping ahead like nobody's business here.
We're not going panel by panel.
Whoa. Fair enough. Well, look, if you think I missed something, feel free to talk about it. I'm just...
It's the cops that shoot him.
Oh, yes.
Dire wraiths. Because the cops show up because there's a complaint of a giant robot with a laser.
Yeah. I think the cops are like, I don't know. But yeah, no, the cops shoot him.
And he just flies off. Because he's like, my work here is done.
Yeah, I've killed everyone here I need to kill. Off I go.
Yeah. See the Fantastic Four. And this pimp is quite distraught that this happened.
I'm more distraught that woman has diamond-encrusted nylons, but we'll skip that.
If we come to this part, actually, I think they might have... I can't remember if they have like a page or something from these issues in the Epic collection. I'll have to look at it later, but I'm wondering if... Because this page seems familiar, so I'm wondering if this page was included in the Epic collection or something, of Bob Diamond's Broadway play.
You and your love for Bob Diamond.
Well, I do.
Yeah, I love his... It's a nice call back to the Day of the Deadlocks, whatever they are. Daleks. I just call it the Dalek issue.
Oh, is it really?
It's the same play.
See, I didn't even... Wow. Okay. Right. Oh, and that's not the first time they've done it either. Remember we had a Doctor Who issue?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's
what I'm saying. He's still in the same play. It's continuity.
Did we already cover that?
I don't know. Like, is that the next issue?
It's been so long.
Is that the next issue, maybe? Like, I don't think so. I think we've covered it. Let me have a look.
So, the thing I like is, it turns out Bob Diamond's actually, like, a really good dramatic actor or something.
Yeah. And he has 2 Oscars.
So I thought he was just kind of like Chuck Norris. But, you know.
No, he's good. He's like Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
Good.
Ow. Poor Chuck.
Okay, so I'm looking at this article, and it doesn't actually give me the issue number. It just says it was released at the end of 1982, which means I think we have covered it.
So are we going to discuss Green Arrow? I mean, Bob?
Bob's cooler than Green Arrow.
Yeah, Bob is cooler than Green Arrow.
Take that, Green Arrow fans.
Right. What was the other character that looked like Green Arrow in DC but wasn't Green Arrow?
Like,
the sword
are we supposed
character.
to know this?
Yes.
Why?
It's not sword and sorcerer character in DC.
I don't read DC.
Are you talking about from No, I don't know. Who is it?
Tell us.
I can't remember his name. He even did an action figure.
Well, they all have a bloody action. You know, Glob's got an action figure.
If Green Arrow was Conan, this is what the guy would look like.
Oh, what's his name?
That's a weird combination.
The one it starts with a K. Is that?
Does it start with a K or does it start with an A? Like A-Rock or something.
The one that they just did let's see. Let me just see what.
But he had his own action figure even.
Well, to be fair, they all have their own action figure. Like I said before, that's not a... what's his name? Commandy.
No, we haven't covered
Do you mean Commandy?
No.
Okay, then I don't know.
This is...
Yeah, let's carry on.
The Doctor Who issue... We haven't covered this. It feels like we have, but we haven't. The Doctor Who issue is actually Power Man and Iron Fist 79, so 6 issues.
So this is establishing he's already in that show. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I must have just read the issue and talked to you guys about it.
I've definitely done one-off like posts about it or something. So yeah,
we just haven't done it on air.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
Warlord.
God, what a memorable, distinct name. I was
Warlord
surprised you
in
remember that
DC.
name immediately.
I wonder how you found him. Like, what did you search for? Looks a bit like Green Lantern butts.
At first, Green Arrow. First, I searched Green Arrow lookalike in DC, and it came up with nothing. So then I remember
this dude.
I had to do Conan character in DC, and somebody did a mock Super Team Family cover with Conan and Warlord together.
In fact, I think, Carl, you told me about Warlord in the first place. I think we're trapped in some sort of paradox right now.
Yeah.
Maybe we're in hell and we're just
I mean,
recording
it feels like it
over
sometimes.
and over.
Everything is deja vu.
But yeah, so we have Luke with Harmony, and Danny with Misty,
Yeah.
and Colleen
mooning over.
ogling Bob.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, he's so wonderful." And he does a bow to her and looks at her. So this is like the sort of
start of their relationship.
Yeah, and this is kind of the continuity we get in. So this is probably what the page summarizes mostly, is this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because the fight and stuff doesn't get Oh, he is so cool. I mean, they tried with his design a bit, but they gave him a helmet and
He's
stuff.
quite. I'm kidding. It would be a cool toy.
Yeah, it's a bit He-Man as well.
Yeah.
Really,
it's a bit.
Anyway, Carl's starting a Warlord podcast next week. Go check it
Yeah.
out.
It'll be really every single appearance.
I don't think I've read more than 2 issues of it in my
He's
life.
probably not been in more than 2
That's
issues.
probably more than most people.
He had a full frickin' run. He had his own comic. Went for years.
Wow. So Bob asked Colleen out for coffee, and then, Colleen does that thing where the writers don't really know how to transition
Yeah.
that much, and she just spiels out into this, from this casual conversation, it goes to this full-on monologue about how everyone close to her dies and stuff.
Yeah, with a lovely little picture of Scott signed.
Yeah.
I mean, is it like an autograph photo of him? Like,
Yeah, it is.
Here, have my signature. What a
I
jerk.
completely forgot that these two went out.
I know, me too, but like it did make me laugh.
I mean, Scott has a type, I guess.
Yeah,
That tells us
redhead. He's dated every redhead. He's worse than Matt Murdock.
Jean's roommate is also a redhead, and she's gone. It's like right there for him.
Yeah, he's an opportunist dater.
Yeah.
Oh look, Maddie Pryor looks exactly like Jean. See her.
She looks a bit like Matt in that photo. Just a tiny bit, though, not much. But the red glasses and the, going out with everything that moves. Yeah, so that was awkward dialogue, which I, okay. And Bob is not turned off, and he's like, hey, and then they kiss. Oh, Bob. And I guess they have that coffee date later on. But who do we have watching Bob and Colleen? Dun, dun, dun. It's Master Khan. He's not watching Danny, he's watching her. But I guess he was...
He needed a good wank.
Oh my God. Well, we went there. And,
Can we get back to how cool it is we've got DW back?
Yeah, I was just looking at Bob's fine goatee, though. But look, good times. They're all on dates and stuff. Everyone's getting together. And Luke walks past, like, these ashes, and he's like, oh! Looks like there was some psych, but, well, if it's got anything to do with me or my friends, I'll find out at some point. So he just walks past and doesn't inquire at all. And they're playing a John Wayne festival. Do you guys have a favourite John Wayne movie?
It's not Genghis Khan, I can tell you that.
I don't think I do have a favourite John Wayne movie.
Okay, well, I guess I'm the only one with a favourite John Wayne movie, and it's The Searchers, and it's very good.
Oh, it is
and
good. Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
It's really
I'm
good.
not like a John Wayne fan or anything.
Yeah, clearly you are.
No, I mean, like, he's been in
It's
movies that I
shocked that
happen
we
to
would
like.
not have a favourite John Wayne movie.
Well, it's more because there's, like, so many westerns that John
Right,
Wayne
and
is in.
most of them are almost exactly the same. So there's only a few that stand out. So, like,
Well, I hated that really famous one that John Carpenter based his movie off. Can't remember, but it sucked, and I don't like John Wayne as a person. But
that's fine.
The
that's
Searchers
fine.
was good.
Yeah, I don't remember the name, most of them, to be honest. Like, to me, they're
Yeah.
just like cowboy films.
How many of them have the name Wagon in it?
Too
Not the one,
many.
not mine.
Oh,
The
yeah,
one
what's yours?
It's not really a John Wayne film, but he's in it.
Well, then it's a John Wayne film.
And it would be The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance.
Oh, that was good. Yeah, I like that.
I haven't seen that. But I've heard about it.
Add it to your list.
I will. Actually, my next westerns are, anyway, let's not dwell here, but they're Clint Eastwood ones. So...
Those I all like. Even the bad ones.
Well, it's, Pale Rider and the one before it, Hell or something. Can't remember what it was called. High Plains Drifter.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that and Pale Rider. Yes, so, moving on. DW is hanging out at the theatre. And...
With the crying pimp.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
like, just... Well, I guess they just don't care that he's, like, a criminal or anything.
Pretty much. Well, he's probably DW's drug dealer.
Yeah. He only beats the girls if they get out of line, and then they were asking for it. So, you can't hold them on that.
I mean, it's so bad.
Because, like, that just struck me as odd. Like, Luke is just talking to this pimp like they're buddies. I'm just like, is he always, like, threatening pimps?
Yeah, all the time.
Like, for information?
That was actually very, very strange.
So, whatever. And then he's like, hey, that outline. And Luke was friends with Polly, apparently, or liked Polly. I think we know his relationship with her. But,
Use her services.
Yes, exactly. He pretty much says that later. But yeah, he looks outside and there's just like a chalk outline.
Mm-hmm.
And, he sees a heap of ashes and he's like, he's on the case.
So the
he's going to track down this.
Pimp hires
Yeah.
to take out the robot.
He does hire him. Well, like...
That killed his girl.
I guess Luke takes the money anyway. Because he does have personal stake, but whatever. We get a cool sequence where Danny's training, which is always cool. He hits a bag. Everyone should have a bag in their dojo. Bags are good.
So did he have that
they are.
red shirt custom printed?
Yes.
I'm going to need some workout gear with this thing on my chest printed on it.
Yeah, somebody, probably somebody, he's very rich. And I'm sure that he could have happily paid for a few of them.
Maybe it was a gift from Colleen.
Maybe. Or Misty.
I like how he's standing in front of the Xbox logo. Look for it. You'll see it.
Yeah. And then it turns into like the yin and yang.
Yeah.
That's like a really cool thing where he's doing
that is cool.
Cross arms in front of it. But yeah, that is an Xbox logo.
So could Marvel sue?
Tell Mary Jo Duffy. Sue.
No, she didn't write the picture.
Did you say write the picture?
Well, you said Mary Jo Duffy. She's the writer.
Yeah. I get it. I'm caught up to speed now. It was a very weird phrase, though.
In that last panel where Danny becomes a blonde Asian man.
Yeah, the last Danny picture is not quite as good as the middle one.
I don't know what happened.
Well, he looks like He-Man.
He does a bit, yeah.
He's got the same hair, too.
Yeah.
So.
I like the best picture of him on this page is in front of the yin yang.
Yeah, that's really awesome.
It's the badass one right there. Where's that T-shirt, Marvel? Let's go.
I can't wait till the new Iron Fist comic book series. Yeah.
Shut up.
Good luck.
So this whole time, he's thinking about Luke. No, he has Luke on speaker, and Luke's filled him in on the giant silver thing. Blowing away 6 folks, and one of them was a friend of his, turning into ash and stuff. And then we have the cops
Evil
who are covering it up.
Cops.
Are these guys dire wraiths, or are they just...
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone on this page is a dire wraith.
Right. They all look like evil.
Every corrupt cop is a dire wraith, apparently.
That close-up of that one cop could practically be Mephisto.
They kind of did that in Superman. Every corrupt cop was like this black goo or something.
Mhm.
But anyway, yes, they're destroying all the evidence. Lots of these guys looking very angry and evil.
So basically what the dire wraiths are doing here is if people research into Rom, his story will actually come out about the dire wraiths. So all the dire wraiths in hiding are constantly destroying anything to do with Rom to make it look like mass hysteria.
Yeah. Okay.
So no one will snoop further into Rom's story and find out why, yes, there is an entire alien invasion by people who can change their appearance and make themselves look like anything living. They bring that up quite a few times, that it's living, so it's not like they can turn into a chair.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they go to Lieutenant Scarf, who's like, oh, there's no evidence, no bodies, and all that stuff. And Luke Cage is like, this is a cover-up. And then the dire wraith cop is
Like, have you considered your source? What's he call her? He doesn't call her a hooker. He calls her something else.
No, he
doesn't call him pimp. He calls him that fancy man.
Yeah, probably just looking for a way to hide that one of his girls ran on at him. And as for that long-haired kid, maybe if he stops smoking weird things.
I know, I love that.
Which DW probably does smoke things.
He almost certainly does.
Oh yeah, there's no question there.
And get baked and watch John Wayne.
Yeah.
He's always sitting in the back of the theater where it's smoky, and which causes Luke Cage to storm outside and completely destroy a cop car. And then the cops are just like, "Look what he did!" It's like, shh.
Yeah, they'll investigate. Yeah.
Yeah.
He does it. He almost gets the iron fist. He's so angry, Luke, and his little swear goes red.
Yeah, he's very angry.
He's very angry, but still not the Hulk.
No, but we do have. Oh, we're back with Jenny. There's a lot of like running back and forth between places and talking. And they have a tape from Reed Richards saying, "Luke, you worked for us in the past, you know." Basically, they tell them to go get Rom and like stop him.
Yeah.
Because Rom's coming to, you know, I don't know, do bad stuff. He's a member of an alien race that intends to attack them soon. And I love the Thing's face in that bottom panel.
It's like Gamera.
So Iron Fist and Power Man have their mission
Yeah.
to engage in fisticuffs with Rom, the Space Knight.
All right, so now they have two cases, all for the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we get some backstory with Rom.
Thank God for Jenny.
Yeah. Who knows this? So yeah.
I thought it was also very interesting that they bring up his battle with Jack of Hearts, who is a cool character on his own.
Yeah.
But they don't give us an issue.
Yeah, it is a bit odd.
There's no little block saying, an issue so-and-so, here's the number. Someone's screwing up.
What, screwing up on this comic? That's not right. But how does Jenny know all this?
She's smart.
I guess she researched Rom after she watched the tape before they got there. But yeah, so we get some backstory with Rom.
And now we find Rob in a Hispanic neighborhood, shining his light on scared Hispanic people running.
Speaking Hispanic. And then he pulls out this like car engine, and it acts as a translator.
It's his translator. It came with the action figure. They got to put it in there.
Wait, did it?
Yes. Both guns, because he's got two different guns. Because he's got the light gun and then he's got the nullifier. The light gun just shows the bad guys, and then he shoots them with the nullifier, and that's the translator.
Okay. So that's it. That's all his arsenal then.
Oh, his jetpack.
Oh yeah, that too. But yeah, he's pretty tall, and he's asking this kid, "Hey, where are the Fantastic Four?" Because he wants to go back to Gala. Can't remember the name of it. Anyway, yeah. So then Danny just comes out of nowhere and kicks him in the head. And doesn't seem to phase Rom at all.
No.
So we get our classic.
He says what? And he drops his engine block.
It's not really phasing him that much, though.
He does say that youth struck me with force such as I've never encountered in a human.
Yeah.
I must turn the energy analyzer upon these newcomers and learn their true nature. And we get a cool thing here where it can't even penetrate Luke because his body is so powerful and dense. And then we get it penetrates Danny, and it shows all his power is located where his brand is, or in his center. I don't know. I thought that was cool.
And his fist. His fist is showing white, where the rest of him isn't. So does that mean he's a lefty?
I think that's just because the costume's cut off there for some reason. I think it might be a coloring thing.
Well, his other hand isn't. Nor is his legs.
Yeah.
But anyways, we digress.
Yes.
So
we get our
he sees
typical...
that they're not dire wraiths, and then they have their normal monologuing with each other.
Yeah, Rom's like, "Hey, don't fight us," and Luke's like, "I'm gonna bust you up."
And he tells him about the whole dire wraith situation and the Phantom Zone and all that good stuff,
which I thought was cool.
And how he uses his neutralizer to banish them, and he's actually not killed anyone because they're not dead; they're banished.
Yeah.
But Luke's not taking his cock and bull story.
Yeah, Luke just wants to punch him.
Pretty much.
But it's Danny that kicks him first, and then realizes, "Ow!" It's like kicking a tank.
Here's the line. I've known Polly Lawton for years. That gal was a friend to anyone with money and an enemy to no one. That was funny.
Yeah, it is
friend
funny.
To everyone with money. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, they're good on how they describe it.
By the gods of Galador, Iron Fist introduces Rom to leverage. As he judo throws Rom onto his back.
Yep. So I'm just getting my notes up for this.
I don't know if leverage is really science, but hey, it's a little bit science. It's the science of physics, but whatever.
Well, it's not like university science, but, it is basic principles.
It's part of science, yes.
Yeah. Gods of Galador.
So Rom flips over and, smacks Danny out of the way, sending him flying, which sends Luke into a rage, and he jumps to the back of Rom and starts pounding the crap out of Rom's rocket pods. And then Rom turns around, grabs Luke, and just backhands Luke a good 10, 15 feet. And he's just like, he hit me hard enough to toss me 10 feet, and he wasn't even trying. If he was actually after to hurt us, Luke, Danny would be ground hamburger. And then Rob goes to take off with the backpack, but the damage has been done, and it actually explodes.
Exploding backpacks.
Sending Luke flying.
And a car as well, because it seems to be on top of him.
And apparently the Spanish people that were watching this all go down are really dire wraiths.
And they're speaking English.
Yes. It appears Power Man's blow damaged Rom's armor more than either of them realized. And they're like, good.
So... Daddy's still dazed, but he comes out and he busts out the Iron Fist, and we get unto a thing of iron, all that good stuff, some nice little artwork, and then Brom just uses his neutralizer, and Danny no longer has his Iron Fist.
Yep, it just fades away.
Yep.
Danny's just left looking at his hand. Where did it go? What happened to it? And now Luke gets up out from under the car that he slid under.
Yeah. And we have these...
Spanish people now have this giant ray gun.
Yeah. These dire wraiths. And they shoot at Iron Fist, and then Rom jumps in the way to shield him. And that's the clue where it's like, oh, maybe we shouldn't have been trying to I don't know, like...
This is the typical Marvel where actually should be friends moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which Ron was saying from the start, and these guys are just attacking him, so...
Well, they didn't believe his cock and bull story. Luke plainly said that.
Maybe they were just judging him by his appearance of a creepy space monster. No, he's not a space monster. I don't know. It really was just your usual contrived, we have to fight. Which, is what the readers want, to be fair.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's why they're reading it.
Yeah.
So Luke tackles the guy with the gun, or tries to tackle him, gets his leg. The guy misfires. The guy gets away from him, causing one of the dire-wraith females to run up and kick Luke in the head, which causes Danny to run up and then kick the gun out of the dire-wraith's hand, causing it to go off and hit the building above them, causing rubble to crash down upon the female.
Yes, and then she turns to ash, even though he didn't banish her.
Right.
So I guess when they die, they just turn to ash as well.
Proving, again, that Rom, again, is 100% correct.
Yeah. Like, hey, Rom's right. We should listen to this reasonable being. So they run off. They turn into birds.
Yep, and fly away.
And then Rom's like, can you help me get to the Fantastic Four? And they're like, yep, we'll help you.
Yeah.
Yay.
And we have the story continues in ROM 23 on sale 1 month from now. And next month's story, Power and Iron Fist face the menace of Master Khan. But we will be jumping to ROM 23. Man, that is a wordy issue.
Yeah.
When I don't think it needed to be. But, it wasn't a bad issue. I think this ROM issue we're about to cover is better, though.
Yeah.
And it has a different writer as well, so...
Which is, it's nice. It gives us a bit of a chance to do something else.
Yeah. Good, cool cover.
Speaking of guest appearances...
Yeah, loads of them.
Marvel just threw everybody at this one.
But it also makes sense that if you have a robot attack in New York, why would it only be Power Man and Iron Fist?
It was a touch I did like.
But there were too many of them. But I like that there was some at least, because,
I was just kind of confused with... Because are the Avengers in New York? I don't even know.
Yeah. Usually, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Not right now, but usually, yeah.
My favorite ever kind of crossover was when Spider-Man was really sick with a cold and the Vulture was running around, and he's like, oh, maybe I should call Daredevil and get him to take care of it. And then he goes, no, I'm not going to. Then he goes out and nearly dies because he has a cold and gets beat up. But I thought that was funny.
By the Vulture?
Yeah. It was like a new Vulture, Vulture. I guess it didn't last that long because I haven't really seen him since those stories. But I think it's a cool cover because it works with the font of ROM. This sort of big white building, like this futuristic sort of... I don't know, I like it better than the other cover.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
I like it.
Yeah. And I like the little ROM.
I like that to storm the Baxter building as well. It's cool.
I like how all three of them look like they're about to fight the building.
It's a very good point, actually. They put the fighting poses and put a building in. We get... So I'll read this out just so our listeners can finally be clued up with who ROM is. 200 years ago, the evil dire race threatened the peace-loving planet Galador. In their homeworld's darkest hour, 1,000 brave young Galadorians sacrifice humanity to become cyborg warriors, a last desperate line of defense. Though hopelessly outnumbered, these space knights triumphed and pursued the remnants of the Wraith Horde across the universe. Now alone in the enemy's mightiest stronghold on a backward planet called Earth, one Galadorian warrior faces his most awesome challenge. Stanley presents the greatest of space knights, ROM. So we have Bill Manto and Sal Buscema, the writer and artist, also known as the storytellers. Joe Sinnott is the finisher. Rosen and Zalm Ben-Shawn are the letters. Ben Shawn is the colors. Al Milgram is the editor, and Jim Shooter is the prime editor. So yeah, art's different already. I like the art actually in this.
Yeah, I do. So
I think I like Rom's look better in this. But I'm
yeah, he looks a little bit more. I like his buff arms.
Yeah.
He looks a little bit. His abs are less absy as well. You know what I mean? They look more like a vent and less like abs.
Yeah.
That was really only on Mark Miller's cover.
Oh yeah, who did the cover for this?
Not
you
Mark
guys keep
Miller.
going while I look it up. Yeah, no, it's definitely not Mark Miller. The cover artist is Al Milgrom, George Russo, and Irv Watanabe.
Oh wow!
So 3.
So you've got
trifecta.
We've got our 3 heroes hiding in an alleyway because the cops are out looking for Rom.
Yeah.
And they want to make their way to the Baxter building while the little newsboys with Daily Bugle and Jameson is pulling out. He's gone Alien Menace instead of Spider Menace for a moment. We've got a little break in Spider Menace and now it's Alien Menace.
And the whole thing is J. Jonah Jameson is cashing in and promoting Panic.
Of course.
And it's like, when have we heard that before? It doesn't sound like something some mainstream journalists would do, but whatever, yeah. Sorry, I'm actually navigating back. That was in my notes because I thought it was rather amusing in a depressing way. So you guys keep going.
Right. So yeah. So what then we get our page of guest stars.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So we have Spider-Man. His old spidey senses are tingling a bit. A lot of little evils, but nothing like a deadly creature from outer space.
I love the chunkier Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's
always
chunky.
my favorite.
Daredevil with his little radar going out. Says his hypersenses can't censor an alien life form. I'm guessing he means a big attacking one because I would guess it's also a robot, so it's not really a life form. Moon Knight, hooray! The panic pervading New York is supposed to have its roots in some alien robot, but so far Moon Knight has been able to fight it. Actually, he has to name himself because, for people who might not know, like all the others get a little caption saying who they are, but he has to go, "Hi, I'm Moon Knight and I can't fight this alien." Okay, and then we get Cap on his motorbike, and some of them are at night and some of them at daytime. It's all over the place.
Yeah, good point. I mean, I can see Captain America being during the night. It's just coloured very oddly.
I absolutely think that's what it is. I think it's bad colouring.
Why isn't his headlight on?
Well, because if the colouring was right, then the colouring would have his headlight on.
The 2 Moon Knight issues I've actually read, which is his first appearance, which is like, okay, the Werewolf by Night issues. He has a buddy that rides a helicopter, right?
Yeah.
Frenchie.
So that's what he's doing. He's hanging onto the rope.
Yeah, he's hanging on to, exactly.
The moon.
You've really only read 2 Moon Knight issues? Oh, that's crazy. Anyway, so Cap's Cap's going off to join the search, and then we get a really cool one with Jarvis and Iron Man, and Jarvis saying, "You're not going to go and look for the alleged alien." He's like, "No, I don't really think a man in a suit of like metal armor is the right thing to be going out there while they're looking for a giant metal robot." Only showing he's a genius, but it actually gave you a laugh after all this, like all the cameos. And then who's this? The mayor. And the mayor's like going, "We've got to apprehend the alien," and then blah 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 blah. And then of course we're actually the dire wraiths saying, "Hooray! Yes. We've created this panic, people of Earth." Blah blah blah.
Yeah. And then we cut back to our 3 musketeers in the alleyway.
And I think there was a little bit of non-communication here. Because of that Fantastic Four picture. It actually shows them fighting Rom. In the message, Rom was not in that.
Yes.
They were just exercising or something. Because they're about to leave to go fight the Space Knights. Yeah, we're fighting the Space Knight, Rom, and we need your help.
This is where we can't get kind of a recap, but it also has some new information as well. But yeah, I mean, there's all this dialogue, and it boils down to really, we got to sneak up to the Fantastic Four headquarters. And so this was interesting. Danny goes to get him a pair of clothes, and Rom's like, your friend jests? Not too often. He's usually on the strong and serious side.
Yeah, and it's like, really? Because now he's become a Joker.
Yeah. Kung Fu Spider-Man, hooray.
How we've changed. But honestly, this is Danny at his dumbest. I mean it not like his intentions are great. Go find an overcoat and a hat to try and like shield Rom, but they're tiny.
Well, just because Rom's huge.
Yeah, I know, but he could have tried to get some trousers as well. He's still got these giant metal legs. The fact that it works at all is not thanks to this. I mean, it's like, because like honestly, all he needed was a pair of sweatpants as well. I appreciate he couldn't get anything in Rom's size, but number one, Rom looks like he could do up that coat. And number two, what the hell? Trousers, Daddy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I like the atmosphere though. Like you get. I
like the idea of doing it. It's clever and it's really nicely. It does feel like a bit more of a noir. You know, all the.
I love all the spotlights. Yeah. Trying to find them. You know, they're sneaking around. Then we go back to Rom's hometown. And do we need to cover any of this? Because this is all just for Rom's own subplots, really.
No, this whole stuff is very strange.
Yeah.
It was pretty strange, considering I knew nothing. Like, reading it,
I'm saying, oh, hooray, the torpedo. Great.
And we have some strange mist that turns people into morons.
Yeah. Carl's going to tell us about the Tornadoes action figure.
No, there was not one that I know of.
There fully will be now.
But anyways, the costume doesn't work. And the military immediately opened fire.
Yeah.
Of course, because they're the military.
Yeah, no, this is alien kill now. So, you know.
I mean, Luke could stand in front of him and lose his shirt.
But he doesn't. Rom
because it's a Rom issue and not a Luke Cage issue. And that's how you know. Because Rom gets his clothes shot off instead of Luke.
They need to show that
they're big into shooting clothes off people. Yeah, sexy robot chest.
the oven or whatever. Rom looks a lot better though, because in the other issue it looks like he had like a crummy oven on his chest or something. But you know, here it looks a bit more slick. But he throws a truck at them to block the fire. Then they just blow it up with a bazooka. And they sneak into the sewers, and it doesn't look like Rom or Luke could fit through that hole. It's a very small manhole.
Yeah, it is.
You say that to all the boys.
So they're in the sewers, walking around, you know, and...
Flashback.
Rob through this in the back gallery door. Daddy's like, oh, it's a bit like... No, he didn't say it. I was going to say, I wanted him to go into a big Kunlun. Ah, my world of Kunlun.
Kunlun is also galaxies away.
Yeah.
But I like the little snippet we get of Galador, the ruined building and stuff.
Which turns out to be fake.
Oh. Well then.
Spoilers
for Rom.
After I read this issue, I kept reading. I read more.
How far did you read?
Only 2 more issues, but image was presented to him by the Dire Wraiths. Saying basically you have nothing to go back to, your entire planet's been destroyed, and it's fake. It's not what they have.
Oh, but it's still there.
Oh, yeah. And then there's a whole other thing. And then also in the very next issue, you find out that Rom's actually about 80% human.
Wow.
20% robot.
He looks more robot.
And you find out what happened to that other 20% in the next issue. And also, I do not think it's listed as an appearance, but in the next issue, there is Power Man and Iron Fist for one panel.
Flashback?
Waving to the rolled-up condom. My rolled-up condom.
So they find. So Luke knows where like the sub basement of the Baxter building is off the top of his head, which is pretty impressive. And Danny's like, oh, I can't break that. I don't really want to break that wall down because I don't want to call him Power the Iron Fist too often. And Luke just punches it instead. And then we enter, the Jack Kirby room.
It does totally look like a Jack Kirby room too.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, which makes sense when you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, total sense.
And Luke tries to use his key card or whatever key laser, whatever he has on the elevator, and it doesn't work. He's like, they changed the locks, which is funny because they have changed the locks. Like it never gets addressed later, but you think, oh, maybe it's sabotage or something. It's like, no, they just changed the locks, so Luke can't get in anymore.
It's what we all wanted.
So Daddy's like, oh, look, let me punch the elevator open, and Rom's like, no, don't worry about it.
I got it.
Yeah. He just opens it, and they start climbing up on... So Luke and Danny are climbing up on the rope. Danny due to his training, and Luke due to his, huge artificial muscles, and Rom is just, like, climbing on the wall, digging his hands into it. Rom being 80% human makes him less interesting, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. It's cooler if he's, like, more of a space robot. But anyway, so they climb up, then lasers come on. And Luke's face in that panel is kind of funny, actually. On the bottom left of all the lasers. It's like, So, Spakow.
Yep, Iron Fist the bottom of the elevator so they can get in it.
Yeah. So I got Building of Death vibes.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, which, was always good. I like Buildings of Death, and that was a classic issue. So, because they go into the elevator, and there's another trap. The traps aren't as ridiculous, though. They're more sensible. Mm-hmm. Not just, like, random exploding stairs or anything.
Yeah.
Which anyone could walk onto.
They get hit with sonic waves to attack the human nervous system, but Rom whips out his neutralizer and neutralizes the sound. And so then they crawl out onto a floor, only to be greeted by a whole bunch of Herbies.
Yay, Herbie.
So as Power Man and Iron Fist are battling the Herbies, Rom runs off, only for an engine block to come out of the ceiling and fire at him. But Rom takes the hit and rips the engine block out of the ceiling, destroying it. But he's been badly wounded.
Yeah, Rob's whole thing here is he doesn't actually want to cause collateral damage.
Yes.
Like he just doesn't want to damage people's possessions, which I thought was pretty nice, because Power Man and Iron Fist never seem to care.
They don't give it. Well, to be fair, they've got Danny's money behind them. They don't really care.
They just pay for everything.
I think they probably do. Like, do you not get that feeling? They're just like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I suppose the whole concept is kind of iffy, really, with Danny being a hero for hire. But anyway,
I mean, it is really.
They just basically did that with a Batman in the story where the Joker becomes normal for a little bit and actually like runs for mayor. Was it the White Knight or something like that? It's called.
Oh, that's an alternate universe. I don't.
But you find out that Bruce Wayne basically supplies Gotham
via comic skater
with hundreds of $1 million a year to take care of the city, basically paying for all the damage Batman causes.
Which is cool.
So that's why Batman doesn't give a rat's ass about destroying crap. But
that is an alt universe. That's not current. I mean, that's not the main world.
Mm-hmm. Which is a shame, because the actual story's good.
Yeah. Well, it's still written by a person I don't approve of. So.
Well, and why don't you approve of that person?
Who's it written by?
Sean Thingy Murphy.
I have no idea who that is.
He cuddles up to all the comic skaters. But anyway, let's carry on.
I'll cuddle up to everyone. Yeah. Everyone gets cuddles from me. So, Ron gets trapped in a glass cylinder and he breaks out. He's getting kind of cranky at this point.
Yep. He's getting sick of this.
Yeah, I mean, which is fair enough. Thank you, Carl.
Hey,
Again,
you can bleep that out.
Carl being the number one contributor to swear words, and also the person who's like, don't make the podcast explicit. We won't swear. We're adults. Yeah. That memory is ingrained in my brain.
Oh, shush. We're almost at the rolled up condom. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, okay, so we move on, and lo and behold, I'm assuming that's the rolled up condom. I thought more of a donut, to be honest, but...
Don't worry, once you've had sex, you'll know what that looks like.
Wow. Alright, well...
We're going to completely avoid the... Rom basically grabs hold of the power bank and drains the building, causing all the traps to stop.
I thought that was cool, actually.
Yeah, it was cool.
Which then allows them to go into the hangar and see the assortment of spaceships. The Fantastic Four's car is missing, so they guess that that's what they were in. And then who should show up? The Fantastic Four, the most boring super team ever created.
Hold the phone, mister. That kind of language is not approved.
I am not a fan of the Fantastic Four.
Well, neither am I, but I absolutely don't think they're the most boring.
I think they're one of the best super teams out there. I will take that over your typical teen angst love triangle bullcrap.
You also love Superman, so your arguments hold no weight here.
Do you want to go there?
I'd be on the Superman side here, so I wouldn't like.
Maybe if you read some Superman comics that aren't Death of Superman.
I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the Fantastic Four, but they are absolutely not the most boring.
Boring.
There's a lot more boring.
Boring. Super Science saves the day.
Oh my god. How dare they have fun, creative sci-fi stories that, have some thought.
Carl's just trying to be a troll. Let's just ignore it. It's not. He's just wrong. It's like, we'll carry on. We'll carry on.
Alright, well, now that we've established that Carl is wrong and will always be wrong, we come to the the rolled up condom, as Carl likes to put it. How does one operate such a craft? How is it programmed to carry me from Earth to Galador? And they're like, we thought you. And it's like, well, why would he know?
Yeah, why would he know?
The reason they went there was to talk to the Fantastic Four to get them to,
Yeah, and unfortunately, I don't know how Rom showed up to Earth, so I don't know how he got there.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I seriously doubt he jetpacked the whole way. And technically, if you're flying a jetpack, aren't you a pilot?
well, I mean...
thing?
You can drive a car but not know how to drive a boat,
I mean, I would say a jetpack's probably very different from a... But who knows? Who knows?
But anyways, Reed programs in his coordinates, and they all wave goodbye.
Yeah. No,
Is it the Krull? Is that what they scored there? They said something about... Because it's not... He didn't build the ship. Skrulls. Yes, it's a Skrull ship.
Skrull. Oh, is it? Okay.
And so he takes off into space, saying goodbye to Earth and the stars and his friends. But finally going home.
Cool artwork of space. I always like my space stuff, so, and then, we get the...
Then we have the wah, wah, wah moment.
Yeah, like the end of every Star Trek The Original Series episode. Or most of them. Oh, you're more human than you think, Spock. Ha 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 ha.
So when Fantastic Four showed up, Luke threw a question at Reed to find out if they were real Fantastic Four or dire wraiths in disguise. And we don't even see the answer. We just know that it apparently was the correct answer. And now, at the last panel...
I would like to know that figure, actually.
Reed, Mr. Super Science, It's just like, you do realize if they copied our appearance, they could have scanned our brainwaves, making them know everything we knew, so your question would have been irrelevant. And you're like, let's go, leave fast. Like, I don't know why they would need to leave fast, but...
Let's get out of here. Just start bolting from the Fantastic Four. So I thought this issue was much better than the other one. The other one was kind of to get through. I enjoyed this one though, just because it was just different, and it the pacing was better. It wasn't just they go to one place, walls of text, they go to the next place, walls of text. This was like, oh, they have a goal, they're doing it, and it's not sort of dumb, sneaking around and stuff. That was fun. Yeah.
Oh no, this was the better of the two issues, without a doubt. Unfortunately, if they just took out those torpedo pages, it would have even been better.
Yeah, but I guess they're there to. I mean, I liked the torpedo was lame, but I did like the mist. That was
Yes, the strange mist.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for those strange mists. They're pretty cool.
What's the look on the baby is priceless.
Yeah.
He's like, Trump won.
So, I enjoyed the second issue. It was, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I guess I didn't really have high expectations though. So,
to be fair, yeah, I mean, it was better than you thought, right? Because you've been like a little bit reticent about doing this ROM crossover.
I mean, I was always going to do it if Carl wanted to do it. I was convinced that the whole thing would be like the first issue.
Right.
If that makes sense. It would be 2 issues. But, we got like a coherent story with some cool moments in the second issue. And, it's enjoyable. And I just don't know if it's like, do I just have fatigue from the usual team of Power Man and Iron Fist? But, I mean, we have the Master Khan stuff coming up, so that'll be good.
Yeah. I mean, that's, we've got a couple of goodies.
I mean, that being said, the character interactions, when they saw Bob Diamond's play in the first issue,
I mean, there's some nice little background, it just tries to pack a lot in.
Because when they go for the really formulaic, smashy stuff, it's just
they're trying very hard to build up to issue 25, while also 75, while also doing this ROM thing, and it's just a bit overcrowded to bring in all the supporting cast in that issue.
Right, so give us the skinny, Carl. Why was there a ROM crossover with Power Man and Iron Fist?
No idea. That I do not know.
Okay. This is a bit weird. Pairing those two together.
The only thing I can figure is ROM might have actually been outselling the book, so they maybe thought that throwing ROM in there would boost sales.
I was under the impression that Power Man and Iron Fist did really well, or am I wrong? Because it had a fair bit of issues.
Well, you got to remember though, Iron Fist was getting canceled, the comic.
And Power Man, but once they came together.
Right, and Power Man was going to get canceled, so then they decided to throw the two together.
But that's what I mean, they had so many issues after they came together, I mean, it goes up to 125 from issue 50.
Well, it wasn't the bottom of the barrel, but it wasn't either it wasn't in the top 10 either.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. Do you guys have any other thoughts?
No. Sorry, I'm tired, but no.
I'm very tired as well, which is
not
if I sound like
sorry, everyone.
It's because I'm tired.
I do like these. They're a nice little change of pace, and but I also like that we're now about to get onto the run up to 75. Because I quite like this. I like the 75 to 100 sort of little run. So. Okay.
That's quite a chunky run, but
well, I mean, I like 75, I like 100, and there's not that many issues in between. So, I mean, I doubt I like every single one of them, but
I actually have 100. It's an awesome cover.
Yeah, I've got 100 and I've got 75. Like, they're two of the ones that I sort out. So, just 'cause it's always nice to get the big sort of going back to Kunlun.
Yeah.
Story
I thought. Yeah, I really like the Iron Fist stuff in this. For a while, does feel like a continuation of his series, which I think is good, considering it's a different creative team as well.
Yeah.
Oh man, that cover for 75 is awesome.
Yeah, I love it.
That is so cool.
But we have 74 to do before that, so.
Yes, which is like part 1 of that story.
It's the build up.
Yeah. Do you have anything to add, Carl?
Nope.
All right. Well, obviously next time we will be covering. Oh, isn't 76 your favorite with the vampire and Luke Cage?
No.
Oh, that was someone's favorite. I just don't know whose it was.
I don't know, but I like the sound of it.
Anyway,
I'm all about the vampires.
Okay, I'm sorry, I was wrong.
No, it might be right. I just don't know.
Well, what's his face comes back, doesn't he?
The Vietnam guy.
Yeah, with the rock hard skin that they thought drowned.
Yeah, he comes back.
Totally.
Which always annoyed me because Luke got a vampire and Danny just got that villain again. That being said, that was a good issue back in the Iron Fist run. But yeah, so next time we'll be covering Power Man and Iron Fist issues 74 and 75. Another bonanza.
There we go. Villains for the issue: Warhawk and a vampire.
War. I like how a vampire.
That's right.
I guess you don't really need to name him, but yeah. And I just before we go, I want to give a shout out to all our patrons. So obviously we have Carl, who's right here with us. Thank you, Carl, very much. Supporting us and being on. Okay, Carl ruining everything as usual. And thanks to Kevin Swanson as well, and thank you to Ray.
Thank you, Ray.
Thank you.
Ray, who is on the Into the Night, a Moon Knight podcast, and is my co-host on Last Sons of Krypton, a Superman podcast. We are friends to everyone but Carl. Until next time. Don't judge a space crusading robot by its appearance. Or do. I'm not sure. Just, don't just try and attack it.
Yeah, don't just kick someone in the face the first time you meet them.
Exactly. Dialogue, people. Dialogue.
Yes.
That's what we... Alright, peace.
Alright, take care. Bye-bye.
Iron Fist and all other characters in these comics are properties of Marvel and Disney. Any music or images we use belong to their respective copyright holders. We do this for fun, so please don't sue us. You can contact us at sonsofthedragonpodcast@gmail.com. Just send us mail, comments, thoughts, anything you want, really. It doesn't even have to be related to Iron Fist. If you don't want it read on the air though, make sure you mention that. You can also find us on Facebook, the Immortal Iron Fist Podcast, Sons of the Dragon. Our Twitter, @Iron Fist Podcast. Our SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/Sons of the Dragon. Hyphens where the spaces are. Our YouTube, Connor Carl. Just search Iron Fist Podcast and you'll find us real quick. We are also on iTunes. If you find us there, give us a review and rate us. If it's less than 5 stars, please say why so we can improve the show. And we're on Podcast Garden in the literature section. And last but not least, head over to our WordPress, Sons of the Dragon, the Immortal Iron Fist Podcast.wordpress.com. That's where I put all the show notes. I'd like to thank Thomas Tissot for composing the Iron Fist theme song we use at the start of our Iron Fist episodes on the podcast. I'd also like to thank Peter John Sikorsky for composing the Power Man and Iron Fist theme we use at the start of our Power Man and Iron Fist episodes. And finally, thanks to you guys for listening.